We are live.
We are live. Yes, welcome to Doing Bits Live, the podcast where we speak to some of our favourite kids about the ideas that Vittorio says are
Quarantined in our brains.
quarantined in our brains. Vittorio, how are you, my friend?
I'm good. It's been a great day for me. The person who tried to cancel me has been cancelled, and all is well with the world.
Fantastic. The canceller gets cancelled. What a day for comedy. What a win. I'm so bloody excited. I've been excited about this all day, actually, because our guest today, now, what can I say about him? He's esteemed in the world of comedy. He's esteemed in the world of acting. Actually, he lends his acting expertise to many people around the world. But more recently, you might know him as one of the most exciting managers to have graced the football pitch. It's the gaffer himself, the Pepsi King, Bilal Zafar.
Hello, everyone. Thank you. That was a nice intro.
Did you like it?
Wasn't expecting that. Have you ever done? Of course you have. When you do an Asian Network gig, do they do a really long intro for you?
Not a long intro, but they kind of like they don't really research what they're saying.
It's not good. When so the last one I did was in a cinema in Wolverhampton. It was one of my worst gigs ever, and I think it was Guz Khan emceeing, and he'd been given a card to read out about me. So I had that whole Zaffa Cakes thing that I did a few years ago.
Yeah.
And I wasn't going to do any of that material, and just before he brought me on, he said, "So if you like your cakes, you'll like this guy."
Oh no!
There's no cakes being mentioned. Yeah. Oh dear.
Never mind. Now, Bilal, it looks like you joined us all the way from Hollywood. How's that working out?
It's pretty good. It's hot, you know. What's it like over there?
In my yellow room, what is this?
Why is it yellow?
It does look like something out of a Wes Anderson movie.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a bit.
Except it's already
It's
more
actually
of a diverse cast than any of his films.
I hadn't thought about that.
That's true. It kind of overlooks the garden and it catches a lot of light this room, so it stays brighter for longer. Although I have got the light on, I realise.
Yeah, I can see that.
But nevertheless, it just brightens up the place, I think, a bit. You know.
Have you got a little light? You bought a little light?
Not in this room.
No, for like a ring light.
No, I'm in my girlfriend's place, so. I
Oh,
don't know what. Yeah.
you can get one off Amazon.
Yeah, maybe I might do. Anyway, let's not talk about that.
That was great.
That was such good content. I'm glad that people watching are enjoying this. Now, what we do on the show is we invite some of our favourite comedians from all around the world to talk to us about comedy, what they miss about it, material, what they do, and if we get to material, it might be a bit off colour. The thing with standard material is that ideas are sometimes unformed, and unformed ideas can sometimes be offensive or stupid. And you know what? That's part of the fun of being a comedian. But let's get straight into it then. But I'll talk to us. What do you miss about live stand-up?
Just doing the actual, just the actual bit of it, man. Not the rest of it. Not the traveling and having to talk to the other comedians who I don't like. I just like the actual, just a good gig. I was really, I was really enjoying.
You're the first person.
Sorry, go on. Is he
I
frozen?
didn't say anything.
Yeah, you did.
You said I'm the first person to something.
You're jumping about a lot.
Back?
I
don't know. Yeah. Bilal, keep talking.
He goes, I'm the first person to... I didn't say anything. He's psycho. I was just saying that I think last time I saw you, Eshaan, was at Leicester Comedy Festival. And I was having quite a good time there because I was working on a new show for this Edinburgh. And I was really looking forward to it. I felt like I just got a little bit better stand-up, I thought, like writing and stuff. It's just a little bit easier than it was. And then obviously, it disappeared. I was enjoying doing a lot of newer bits for the new show. I'd say, you know. That's probably the thing. That's what I was disappointed about. Like, it was kind of a good time for me right now.
Yeah,
It
you felt
felt
like you were hitting your
personally.
stride.
Exactly. Yeah.
And explain that to people who might not be familiar with what that means. What does it feel like to you to feel like you were hitting your stride?
So I'd say my biggest problem, that's not really the right word. The hardest thing for me in stand-up is the writing, with writing consistently. I'm quite happy with everything else. I think I'm decent at it, you know. But yeah, just getting enough ideas down, I'd find quite hard. Edinburgh always helped because you kind of have to force yourself in it. But generally, I don't do that thing of writing when I wake up, pages and pages or anything like that. I do my best writing on stage. And I thought so my new show was going to be about when I worked in a care home for a year. And I thought there was quite a lot in it, like the whole story of the place and all these little ideas I was having. And also, something that, I'd just started writing about stuff that was a bit more personal, which I'd not really done before. Like, I had a whole chunk about like body image. And when I say writing personal stuff, I don't mean it's a sad bit to get a good review.
Yeah.
I mean, it's actually funny stuff.
Yeah,
I had a whole thing about like all the stuff I sort of hate about myself, which is something I wouldn't ever talk about publicly. And then suddenly I've got a nice bit about it that I love doing. Yeah. So it was all, I'd say that's what I'd call hitting my stride.
And what was there anything that particularly inspired or instigated you wanting to write about that stuff about yourself?
Yeah, man, I had a nose job. We talked about this. Yeah, I had it because I couldn't breathe out of one nostril, and I got it straightened. But the thing is, it looks like it's so symmetrical. It was properly bent before because it was broken when I was a child.
I didn't even notice.
Yeah, I'll send you a pic later. It's amazing. The difference is crazy. Wow. But it made me realize, like, I thought when my nose is straightened, because it was kind of on my mind, I thought, that would make me perfect. And it's about all the things I thought would make me perfect if I fixed them, kind of, you know. But yeah.
There we are. Okay. By the way, for those of you who are on YouTube, I know that you're all loving all the Not As Hot As Your Pepsi or Hot Pepsi represent. Love it. I love all of Bilal's fans being here. But if you have any questions about questions for him, please do go ahead and ask. Bilal, are there particular places that you enjoyed performing and you're looking forward to going back to when this is all over and done with?
I do like that festival we're at, Leicester Comedy Festival. I really enjoy it there, just because we get so many nice gigs, and you know,
it's really good. Vittorio, have you ever done the Leicester Comedy Festival?
No, but Leicester's in a fucking dome now, isn't it? Like in the Simpsons movie.
Yeah, but
in lockdown.
Yeah, but you can't do a gig there anyway. You can't do any gigs. Forget about the dome.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a good festival, man. You should definitely get in there, do a preview or whatever, and you might pick up some other little gigs. I like that place a lot. I have obviously, mixed feelings with Edinburgh with how expensive it is, but I do like taking a new show there. Done 3. And then Soho Theatre, I'm very lucky that they have me do stuff there because they're quite picky, aren't they? Yeah.
That's interesting. You're the first person that hasn't named a single comedy club and has gone for... Do you kind of view yourself as a festival comic?
I prefer the long form stuff a lot more. I like doing a solo show. I've been quite lucky as well because I've taken all 3 of my Edinburgh shows. I've taken them on tour around the country, which isn't always... People think you're bragging by saying that. It's not always good. It can be good. It's just art centres. It's not an accomplishment to do a tour like people think it is. I think I prefer that. I don't really know a comedy club that I really love performing at like that. Really. Nah. I much prefer doing the solo.
So when you started, were you doing those 5-minute, 7-minute bits, or did you always know that you wanted to do the longer form stuff?
Oh no, I mean, you mean when I first started comedy?
Yeah.
No, I mean, I was clueless. I was 21 when I first started. I didn't know what I was doing. It was a complete mess. And then as I got into it more and more, I realized it's like storytelling stand-up is my favorite stand-up by far.
Right.
When it's done well.
Okay.
You know, and that's what I tried to do. I did a lot of stuff with a projector. which I'm abandoning now. I'm gonna just try and do the proper storytelling. I guess it's that whole thing. It sounds pretentious, but it's finding your voice, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay, fine. It's interesting, as Vittorio said, you're the first person who has talked overtly about wanting to be a storytelling stand-up.
Mm-hmm.
For those who might not be familiar, do you mind just having a quick kind of overview of what the difference is between storytelling stand-up or doing comedy in say, a comedy club?
Yeah, I feel like I'm making myself sound like a bad comedian. I'm good.
I mean, like different style.
Yeah.
It's like musicians. You can be a rock musician or a classical musician.
Yeah, it's like some comedians are funny and others are, it's like fine.
No, because I know there's a bit of a thing with that, with like festival comedians.
Yeah.
I do love doing a 20 in a comedy club.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It's just, I think, you know what, to be honest, I think all it is that my mind was very much on Edinburgh.
Yeah.
Because I took a year off and I was really going to go for it. So I'd always done a pay what you want venue. And now I was going to do paid underbelly for the first time, quite a big room. So I think I just really had my mind set on this amazing story show. So it's not, to be honest, it's not really like I prefer one to the other. I do love a good 20 minutes. I guess the difference is that the 20 minutes is literally that. It has to be very punchy. And then with your solo show, it's your thing. Yeah. You take them on your little journey.
Yeah.
That's...
Okay. And in terms of wanting, enjoying storytelling stand-up, Matt Hemmings has preempted the question I wanted to ask, which is, which comedians did you watch when you were younger? So were you always drawn to the storytelling comics, or what was that journey like?
Definitely. I was quite, so I grew up with I've got two older brothers who are 7 and 9 years older than me. So they were like teenagers when I was little, So
you were an accident?
Pardon?
So you were an accident?
Yes.
Okay.
We had Richard Pryor's DVD that came free with some magazine or something.
What?
We had his full Sunset Strip. Yeah, seriously.
Wow.
But so I'd seen all of these things. I'd seen a lot of stand up from a young age, and it was that stuff that was the first time I saw Jimmy Carr do an hour one of his DVDs. It's good, but it's not really for me. Like the joke. I much prefer the, Dave Chappelle. Who's that guy that I really like now? What's his name?
Don't know, man.
Tall white comedian on Netflix a lot.
John Mulaney? No, he's
John Mulaney.
Oh, John Mulaney, yeah.
John Mulaney.
Yeah, I love him a lot.
Okay, I can see you enjoying John Mulaney. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Okay. Where you're only as good as your last gig. Where was it, and how did it go?
It's actually a funny one because it's not technically a gig. No, it is a gig. So I was filming a taster tape for some documentary, right? Something where it's got me doing stand-up and some other stuff. And we were meant to film in, the tap room in Islington.
Yeah.
Lovely room.
Yeah. Lovely room.
Beautiful. This is just as the COVID was starting. So no audience came. But we still had to film.
Beautiful.
So the laughs are going to be edited in.
No.
Yeah.
That's mad.
I know.
Have you seen the edit since?
I've been sent it, but I can't watch myself with fake laughs. So I didn't watch
weird.
it. I'm sure it's great.
You should do a Twitch of you watching it for the first time with everyone together.
Oh no. I'm not allowed.
Yeah, not allowed.
Not allowed with the taste. Yeah.
Of course.
Not allowed. I'm sorry. Okay, I did an episode of my stream where it was a comedy club.
And how did that go?
All the players did a set. I'll send you it. You'll like it.
Let's talk about that now.
Okay.
Well, one of the few comics, I think, who since lockdown has really found your groove, and you've ended up, with coverage in The Guardian. Talk to us a bit about the journey to you becoming the Twitch star that you have become.
I obviously all the gigs went, and my Edinburgh Fringe was my big plan of the year. Yeah. That was my main thing, innit? And it disappeared. Luckily, I'm friends with Limmy, the Glaswegian lad, And I said to him, I'm thinking of Twitch. He told me to dive in head first. Heed first. HEID.
Yeah.
Heed first. Yeah.
Heed first. And I literally did that. Like, I just thought, all right, I got nothing else. Ordered.
Does he Twitch himself?
Yeah. He makes a living off it.
Yeah.
Makes a nice living, I believe. I did a few different things. I played around with some stuff. I played like Portal 2 and like games like that. And I just chatted and I thought this is fun. But really my thing is doing shows. That's what I like doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I was just very lucky, man, that the idea came to me of playing a football game and being a football manager. And I thought I was just doing a thing that loads of people had done and somehow no one else has done it, which is mental to me.
I'm so annoyed, but carry on.
You wanted to do it.
Yeah.
It's one of those, isn't it? I feel like it's something someone should have done. Like when you see someone do a joke and it's like, well, I should have thought of that.
Yeah, exactly.
It's that feeling.
So you started playing Pro Evo 5, an absolute classic.
First ever one I got into. First ever football game got into when I was 13.
Sick.
Right. And you bought green screen and how did you learn how to do all this stuff?
YouTube mainly.
Yeah.
Something I've noticed a lot of comedians that have tried getting into the online streaming and stuff is that they don't do any research. A lot of them they like try and do it and they're like, and then they're messaging me like, okay, how do I do this? It's something really basic. All I did before I started streaming, honestly, for a good 2 weeks, I watched like every YouTube video explaining how to do Twitch and explaining Streamlabs, which is the program that I use for all of it. And even then, once you start doing it, it's so much to get your head around. So I think something I did well was that I actually like respected Twitch, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, interesting.
Some people don't. Some people go on, and I've done some comedy shows on there, which are so basically Twitch. One of the big things about it is that it's interactive. So I'm talking to my chat as I'm doing stuff, and they're all involved. That's part of the excitement. I've done like little gigs on Twitch where the chat isn't acknowledged at all. And it's like, this isn't a TV show and it's not a gig. It's its own thing. You have to respect it, you know? I don't know if I answered any question there.
No, you absolutely did. Okay. It's just...
I can ramble quite a lot.
No, but you absolutely did in the sense that you took this advice from Limmy, you decided to do it. So talk to us about your Twitch following. Like, how has that changed? And has that translated into the other social media that comedians often turn to, like Instagram and YouTube or whatever else?
Yeah, luckily. I mean, it's been weird for me, man, because I've had like good stuff happen in stand-up, like an Edinburgh nomination thing and you know, little things like that, which are respected, but ultimately nothing. Like, it got me nothing. I had some meetings and that was it. You know, you don't get any money for being nominated. You should. Doesn't really make any sense. But yeah, you get to keep a little trophy thing. And it's good for your ego. It's good to stick on posters and stuff. And that was it. And it felt to me like 2016 was an amazing year. And it's been like I've been gradually falling away, getting less popular. I mean, I don't know if that's true, but that's how it felt. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then with this, it's like just such an active audience that's growing and so into all of it. And for the first time, I'm completely doing all of my humor, all of my most stupid stuff is all coming out, you know what I mean? Which you can't really do that with stand-up unless you're very what's the word people use? Not alternative, but surreal.
Okay.
Unless you're a very surreal comic, you can't really do that if you're me. You know.
And I also think, and I don't, I'm loath to divert this slightly, but I feel like if you are of a minority, be it ethnic or gender or whatever, being surreal isn't really the easiest thing to do because people don't really warm to it, in my opinion. That's why most comedians, yourself included, anyone who's brown, certainly, I'll just speak about the brown experience, I feel like you have to be a bit more intelligent. You have to be, it's very difficult to be a surreal comic when you're brown, I think.
They're looking at you to be the voice of something.
Yeah.
Like I am what does the Muslim one think? Which, you know. It is a bit of that, isn't it? Because you get those sorts of people. You go Soho Theatre and stuff. It is a bit of like, okay, what should we think about stuff?
Yeah,
you let us know.
You tell us.
Comedian. Yeah. And I found that through my whole stand-up career. I was very naive, right? So I honestly thought if I get into comedy, so I wanted to be like a comedy writer since I was a teenager, pretty much. I wanted to be like Armando Iannucci and Chris Morris. And I thought, if I just work hard, I'll get to be that. They'll let me write scripts and stuff. I had no idea of the pigeonholing, which was so naive. Like for example, when I did my first show about the cake shop, Muslim-only cake shop, fair enough, it's about a Muslim-only cake shop. But I thought this is a show about bigotry and how stupid that is. And a little bit surreal with how everything that was happening and all of that. And then the only thing that came to me was, okay, do this Muslim show that makes you cringe. Like really bad ideas. And then the second show I did was all about online dating. And the point of it was about using Muslim dating apps and like Bumble or whatever. And the sort of point of the show was that they're all the same, all the dating apps. There's all this different language, but ultimately we're all the same. No one picked up on that. Producers wanted me to do like a reality TV show where I'm trying to find a wife.
Right.
Like 3 different people wanted me to do that. And I'm not interested in that at all.
Yeah.
I didn't think that would happen. And now I'm a football manager.
Now you're a football manager. Jay Berry, 1984, has asked, are you scared seeing your view count slowly increase with each episode?
Scared? No, man, I love it.
Yeah, that seems like a way. Like, imagine you were like, no!
No!
Listen, I very much want to be famous. I'm not pretending. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not pretending, I'm just doing it for the art. I want to be. Yeah.
This is the beautiful thing about, like, where the industry's headed. And I think, like, not to bring in, like, whatever into it, but see something that struck me with all these allegations coming out against various comedians around the world. I'm just like, the TV industry doesn't give a fuck what your morals are or who you associate with or anything other than what's going to line their pockets best. And they will churn you out and throw you out the other side, and they don't give a fuck. They just throw you to the side when they're done with you, when you stop making them money. But nowadays, you can go on Twitch, you can go on YouTube, you can get a Patreon, and you can just start building your own shit. Like, having a Twitch stream is like having your own TV channel. I'm sure you get more views than a lot of, like, pilots do on fucking BBC 3 at 2 in the morning. Do you know what I mean? So it's
and you do your own thing.
Yeah.
You completely... When could I ever be a football manager?
Yeah.
It would be like, all right, what's the Muslim angle on the manager? 100%.
Yeah. This is just you
never do this,
playing out the childhood fantasies, certainly that I had, and loads of other people have had of just being a football manager. It's absolutely bloody amazing.
Why were you dreaming of being a manager?
Honestly, you know what? Because I played football, I was good at it, but I was also... My coach, anyway, he was always like, you're very tactically very aware. And then when I started playing Football Manager, I fucking loved every second.
Mad.
I had like papers, my wall, tactic sheets. It was fucking insane.
That's funny.
What did it say? Like 4-4-2?
Yeah, 4-4-2. If in doubt, give it to Heskey.
Do you actually want to know what? Do you want to know what I had?
Yeah.
Really? Oh god. I had formations and what to do with certain players depending on game situations.
Bloody hell. So down to 10 men.
Down to 10 men away from home.
Yeah.
And I had like the range. I had like the range of what kind of possession I was on for the last 5 minutes.
This is wild.
I took it properly seriously, bro. And then I had like what to do if you're 3-0 up against. Basically, I also did seedings against depending on what kind of team. Basically, if I was playing Bournemouth and I'm top of the league, but if Bournemouth are within the top 5 positions of their form guide, I changed my tactics and made them like they were a top 5 team.
Class.
Is someone hissing?
I'm not getting that. It's not from me, I don't think so.
It's gone. I don't.
Oh.
What is that?
From me.
I'm not touching anything.
That's just not from me.
It might be me.
What is it? You got a plastic bag in your lap.
What are you doing?
Is that better?
Yeah, what is that?
Can't it?
Talk.
Hello?
What is that?
Is it gone?
Oh God, what's kind of? But you're.
This is an absolute disgrace.
This is a disgrace. I'm so sorry,
disgrace.
Gaffer. I'm sorry. Please, please don't get angry. I don't want to see you fight us the way you did.
Yeah,
one of your players.
Yeah,
don't do that. Don't do that.
Willie Brightside said he'll tolerate a mild hiss, but is it really fucking annoying? Because it's really fucking annoying me.
It's really annoying. What happened? It's just turned up.
It's definitely me. It's my microphone, and I don't know what the fuck's happening.
Just hit it. That'd be fine.
Right, you two crack on. I will change my microphone. Right, you two continue.
Okay,
we'll carry on. Right. Anyway, so so now would you say then, because it feels like to me, you've kind of landed on your feet. You could have a pretty lucrative, successful Twitch career and do your stand-up shows.
That is the plan.
And not do any clubs and not, drive around to fucking fuck butt nowhere and do nothing.
I mean, yeah, I'm not against. I think I made it sound like I hate comedy clubs. It's just, I don't want to drive.
Yeah, you did.
I don't want to go to Kent. I'm not Kent.
No one wants to go to Kent.
I'm not going to Swindon. No offense.
Swindon's all right.
It's not. So I would like that to be the plan. Obviously, I don't know what's going to happen because I'm not like under a contract with Twitch. The viewers could always fall away. It could get much better. I can't just.
But you owe something to the fans, boss.
Yeah, I do. But they might start to hate me. They might turn on me. You never know, innit?
Yeah, you stay long enough to become the villain, don't you? Arsene Wenger.
Arsene Wenger. I don't know. I'm trying not to get. You want to sort of stay leveled, and I want to keep working hard, and I just want to keep pushing it creatively as much as I can. That's kind of all I'm thinking about now. I do. It's a lot of work, man. Basically, my schedule is that I do the stream. So 3 times a week, do the stream. After the stream, I'm exhausted.
Before you say do the stream, talk to us about what happens before you even press play on the stream. Because I think people need to hear what goes into this.
Well, there's a lot of situations happening. So I am the manager of a football club. There's going to be meetings with the players. There's going to be all sorts of things happening. By the way, it's all improvised pretty much. So it's not like I don't plan it out like that. Like occasionally there'll be
not planned out. Okay.
Not like that. No. So occasionally a planned thing will happen, like when me and Dodo had a fight, obviously.
Yeah.
But even the lead up to that, it's like 90% improvised, which is really nice. I've got the chat on the side, essentially giving me suggestions and helping it move along. So not too much happens before. I need to put my suit on, of course. And then, go live. It's about a couple of hours usually. A lot of fun. I really love it. And then at the end, once the stream's done, I usually clip 2 or 3 2-minute sections out, and I schedule them for Twitter the next day and YouTube.
Why 2 minutes?
Because Twitter's maximum video is 2 minutes 20.
Yeah. Okay.
But it's really good training to make you edit fast and eat. So what I try and do is the clips that I put on Twitter, they're sort of little comedy sketches in themselves.
Yeah, they are.
They've been for bringing people in. They've been so effective.
I've loved them. They've made me howl.
Like the Jarosik one.
The Jarosik one was just world-class stuff.
Well, thanks. But like when that happened, I didn't think so many people would like it. It's just sort of my humor. It was me. That's all improvised, all of that. Literally everything in that clip. I was just making it up as I go. Yeah. And I thought, all right, put it on Twitter. And then, it got a really nice reaction. And then suddenly you go live the next time and you got way more people. So I'm trying to just keep, I'm not trying to go viral because that's its own thing, isn't it? But always trying to put out a quality, always have that tight schedule as well and have that set way of doing things. And try to stick to the schedule as well of the 3 times a week, which is hard. Like you'd think it'd be quite easy, but it's actually quite exhausting.
As the person who edits all of the clips for this show, I agree.
Oh, you do, yeah.
Point taken. Mr. Brightside says the chat is 90% of the work. Really, it's all up. What do you say to that, Gaffer?
I say, why don't you try managing a football club, son? And then we'll talk.
Have you already asked?
Why don't you come here and say that?
Have you already asked this question that came up in the chat before I left about whether you think the Twitch audience will transfer into stand-up audiences in future, or do you push them separate?
I imagine they would. Like, I don't see why not. I've already had a lot of people say, "Oh, I'm going to come see you in Edinburgh and stuff." Yeah, I don't see why they wouldn't. I guess you're just growing your audience constantly. I don't know.
I mean, for those of you who are on the live,
could you say?
Yeah, would you want to go and watch Bilal stand up on the back of? Because he might not do Pepsi Football Manager stuff.
No, I'm not.
No. Right. Imagine doing a live show with that. It would be very strange.
I know. Apparently, I should be thinking about it. Could everyone in the chat just say yes or no, and we'll count them. And we'll decide if I should continue stand-up or quit.
Yeah. You're deciding whether or not Bilal's stand-up career can continue.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, to be honest, I like. Okay, so in my stand-up career, I've had a really good high in 2016 when all that. So an Edinburgh nomination is a big thing in the comedy world. No one knows what it is outside of comedy, but it's like a big respected thing. So I had all these articles written about me saying I should be on all these TV shows I haven't heard of and all of this stuff, all of this buzz. And that's gradually fallen away to the point where it's like I did an Edinburgh show, my last one, and it's like no one really knows you. That's how it feels. I sold enough tickets, but you get that feeling when industry aren't coming that they don't care. So that feels like a low, Right, it's still, I mean, it's not the worst low, as we know comedians have had much worse lows. But it's not.
Yeah.
It's not like that, I'm not like that. But
say it again.
So I kind of I think I'm good at managing my expectations in that sense. So I'm not thinking, I'm going to sell out a tour now. It's just you've just got to work hard, innit? I've just got to continue I need to make my stand-up as good as I can. Try and do my best with these streams. Have you seen, by the way, because sometimes when comedians get like really successful, it's like they take their foot off and their stand-up isn't very good anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen? I haven't this obviously, but I saw a YouTube video of like people reviewing it, and it's fine to slag him off now. Chris D'Elia's latest Netflix special, is the worst thing ever. It's so bad.
I liked it.
You liked it, but you didn't actually like it.
I did. I thought it was
funny. No, you liked it because it's bad.
No, he doesn't say anything. Like, he's not making any salient points. But
you thought it was funny, Vittorio?
I just genuinely think like those stupid voices that he does the whole way through are funny.
Oh my god. This is meant to be a top tier comedy discussion podcast.
Listen, we're allowed to
the gaffer's not big.
Okay, Jesus Christ.
Can't hear you that clearly, Vittorio.
Is it just too quiet?
Your volume might be.
No, you're fine.
That's fine. Better.
There we go. Sorry, new microphone and all that crack. I've got interchangeable microphones. I'm a baller.
You're forgiven.
You are forgiven. We appreciate having you back.
But people have asked me
saying,
not about about the like, because it's different. But like I've been doing this sketch recently that kind of taps into quite a niche audience. Like I write it so it's universally kind of like accessible, but it's called The Prodcast and it's very Northern Ireland like references in it. It's about the news and it's topical. Like Eshaan, like there's nothing in it that you don't understand or like you don't completely zone out. You're not like what the fuck. But there are references in it that are specific to Northern Ireland and it's like kind of a Northern Irish character. And people have been like, aren't you worried about building this kind of audience that won't come to shows or you'll just be doing in front of these people and you're kind of doing this thing? And I've been thinking about it for a while. And I think similar to what you were saying, I think like all of us as like comedians and like artists are made up of the component parts of stuff we're into. Like you're into Pez. I grew up in Northern Ireland. That's a part of who I am. You're a Muslim. That's a part of who you are. You're into football, into music, into specific kinds of music. Like I'm into hip hop. I have like jokes about hip hop, jokes about football, jokes about being from Northern Ireland, jokes about London. And it's like, I think you have to be okay with tapping into those niches almost one at a time and then building your audience from that. Because otherwise, if you just do one niche, yes, you're backing yourself into a corner and you end up just performing to one kind of person. But I think trying to hit everything with everything you do just isn't really the way to do it.
No, absolutely. Like you need to figure out what you're good at, innit? Like I'm not good at like sort of Brexit satire type. When I say satire, I mean, the just loads of jokes
scathing
about Boris Johnson.
Political commentary or whatever.
Political. Well, I mean, the reason I sort of confused myself is because the word satire has been a weird one for me, because when I first wanted to write comedy and stuff, I remember seeing that Chris Morris's Wikipedia page calls him a satirist.
Yeah.
Right. And I thought, oh, so that's what a satirist is, like a really creative, sort of surreal comedian type person talking about society. And it's not that. No. It's making jokes about Boris Johnson's hair.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, because I thought when I first started, I was like, I'm going to be a satirist. And then you actually do like a random radio panel show. And I mean,
but that's political satire. I think on a level, what you're doing with the manager thing is a satire of football and the football world.
That's how I feel. Thanks. Yeah. But it's not called that.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Satire has been co-opted by the political comedy world.
Classes. Yeah. Here's what I'm interested in that, because this is going to take up such a big chunk of your life moment.
Yeah.
In terms of you writing material or thinking about material, have you done it? Has it all gone on pause? And how do you see yourself managing the two?
It's mostly paused now. I think, to be honest, the best way that I write, it could just be because I'm lazy, but the sort of ideas sort of circulate in my head, and I do some bullet points and then I try and make them work on stage is the way I do it. I can't write loads out. It just doesn't work for me. The jokes are always in the wrong place. It's a bit of a mess if I start writing an essay personally. I know a lot of people do it that way. I'm always picking stuff up. Like, for example, since this football thing, since Pez, I have paused sort of thinking about stand-up. What's the point? Yeah. But little things do occur to you. Like I've become friends with a Twitch streamer who's also a professional model, right? And I don't remember what we're talking about, but she randomly brought up that when you do a casting as a model or whatever, sometimes your torso has to be a certain size.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. And I thought that fits into the whole body image that I was talking about.
Right, gotcha.
That is a bit of inspiration there. And then I can do something with that. Do you know what I mean? It's just little things come out and I sort of try and add them in. I'm not good at sitting down and it's not going to work.
I feel like I write small ideas just in whatever pops into my head, and then eventually some of them fit into what you would call a bit, and it's essentially just 9 small ideas that I've had that all fit into one made up story.
So one anecdote. Of your bits, one bit is 9 ideas.
Yeah, just 9 notes in my phone.
How long is one of your bits?
3-4 minutes.
2 hours.
Someone's asked a really good question. Would you think about doing a Twitch live stream from the Fringe?
From the Fringe.
From the Fringe, yeah.
To be honest, I thought about this. I would like to, if I was to go up to the Fringe, let's say this Twitch works out amazingly and I still wanted to do an Edinburgh show, I would like taking a laptop up with me maybe and doing something.
I reckon you could get a free Fringe venue to easily do this, have a Twitch live stream of you doing it. I think it would really work.
Doing what though?
So you basically doing the Twitch live stream with an audience watching you live, but also the Twitch audience watching you live.
Doing a stand-up show?
No,
doing what you do.
Doing what you do now.
Yeah.
I don't know, because I think, to be honest, I think it would be too tiring. The way I do it now is exhausting, and because the thing is, I could do literally no thought to the football thing and just turn up and do it, but it does take a bit of mental preparation. I think it wouldn't be that good. I do want it to be a certain standard.
Yeah, well, Mr. Brightside just said it's not technologically prepared for live streaming, as Limmy found out. Edinburgh has terrible internet.
Oh, is that what happened? Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not thinking that far ahead. Right now, I'm in a weird position because even the thing I'm doing with Twitch is not people are doing it. So even Streamlabs, the program I use, is not set up for what I do, which makes it kind of harder. Do you know what I mean? So it's and I've only been doing it 2 months. It's just mad that it's gone this well. Maybe a bit over 2 months, 2.5 months. I don't know.
Right. Yeah.
So it's hard to plan ahead with something that's brand new. It may well be that it takes over completely and I don't do the next Edinburgh and I only ever do gigs I want. I don't know.
Yeah. As if that's a bad thing. That sounds fucking sick. Just doing gigs that you want? Okay.
Yeah.
Yes,
I mean,
please.
look,
But this is the thing, and it's a weird thing to compare it to. But I remember when I was studying music, we had a guy who was the drummer on the Lion King on the West End, and he came in
Okay.
and like being in a pit band in the West End is my idea of an actual nightmare. It's no longer creative. It is an office job where you just happen to play music. You show up and they all get drunk and they all just play away, and it's just mind-numbingly boring and shit. But what he said, which I found interesting, was because he has that consistent salaried income, like to compare that to like Twitch income if you're streaming like 3 times a week, it allows him to get someone to cover a night of the show and go do a gig that pays £20 that he's gonna really fucking enjoy. Do you know what I mean? So it like that financial freedom allows you to take more risks and have more fun in other aspects.
Absolutely, man. I've not had, so it's been weird for me because I sort of went professional in 2016, and then it's been up and down. Like I had a year where it was amazing, and then last year, no, generally, overall it's been quite good. Last year was shocking for me though. Just nothing worked out. My tour that I usually do did quite badly in terms of sales. It just nothing went in my favor like it normally does, and so financially it was a mess. And then you're doing work you don't want to do. Like I did a video for like BBC Three or something, which I hated. Like, I had to talk to a camera. It was about so again, everyone uses my same thing. It was about the cake shop thing. And they were like, let me tell you about Islamophobia. And I was like, I don't want to do this, but I'll do. And the video, they didn't do a good job with it. Got like 500 quid, which I desperately needed at the time. That's the thing. And so actually another point I should make along with all of this is that I'm trying to get all of my friends onto Twitch, even YouTube before the interview started. I said, get on Twitch, because on a personal level, obviously it's not for everyone, everyone's different. On a personal level, my mental health has not, I don't think, been this good, this consistently over the last like 2 months, maybe in my adult life, because doing this thing, well, I think it's partly because I've been doing stuff I don't want to do for so long.
Yeah.
So I'm constantly anxious.
You feel like you're more in control of what it is you're doing. Yeah.
100%. And it's exactly what I want to do. I'm not like, it's good to have all these viewers on Twitch, but I'm not that fussed if the numbers drop a bit. It's not about that. It's creating what I want to create on my terms, having a lot of fun with it. And then I look at the last like 4 years or whatever, the amount of stuff I've done that I didn't want to do.
Yeah.
Even now, like I was pitching like a Radio 4 series, which is not good money for the amount of work. It's great to be on Radio 4 and stuff. There's so many things where you just feel like you're being ripped off in comedy in the UK. Yeah. Like one of the Muslim charity tours, if they asked me, I would have said yes, because I would have needed the money. I don't enjoy doing them at all. Creatively, you get absolutely nowhere. And I find that hard. I'm not some people are good at, like, I think switching their brain off and getting on with stuff, but I think it really gets to me if I'm doing something I don't enjoy.
I think one thing that's coming through loud and clear with this particular interview, more so than almost any other, is exercising your right to creative control. Yeah. So even though, when it's a show about material and the material that you write, actually the purpose it serves is for us to go to stand-up clubs and do the thing and go through the mill. But actually now the world has changed where you can do Twitch or Instagram, whatever, and find a different way to build audience, because ultimately this game is all about finding those, say, 10,000 audience members that are going to follow you around everywhere.
Exactly.
And you found a way to do it. Yeah. You found a way to do it.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm very lucky, man. Twitch is very good at the same time. Like, it's quite funny at the start of the year. So my plan was going to be, right, for 2020, I thought I'm not getting any TV work. That's all a bit of a flop there, really. It's just not working out. So I started making this web series, My Acting School of Excellence.
Yeah, which is really funny as well.
Oh, thank you. It's like a little spoof. I'd say that it's a bit like Between Two Ferns meets Inside the Actor's Studio type thing, like a stupid little, And I'm really proud of that. Really happy with it. We made about 5 episodes before lockdown. The plan was to get that, like, hopefully that would go viral, and then I'd sell out Edinburgh in August was the plan in my head.
Okay.
those 5 episodes got hardly any views.
Right.
I don't know why. Like the Josie Long episode got like just over 1,000, and then it just stayed there for like months, and the rest of them were not getting near 1,000. It was just like what's happened? It just hasn't worked. But now Twitch, I'm doing the acting school occasionally live as well. I had Richard Herring last time, which was great.
That was great, yeah.
And that's obviously, that's giving views back to the old videos. But it's just weird how you done something out. I thought that was a genius idea to do that web series. I thought this will work. Like, surely it's a good idea. It's funny. And it just didn't take off at all.
But it's just about, like, it just needs to be in front of the right people. I always think this, like, when you have a video that kind of pops off a bit on Twitter or whatever, it, like, picks up a lot of views, and then it seems to be dying down, and then just one random person with a vaguely big following retweets it again, and it reaches a whole new world of people who really fucking enjoy it. And that's I'd say 80% of the battle with like online content, is just because you can essentially make anything that creatively satisfies you, and there will be fucking loads of people that will enjoy it.
Yeah.
But it's just whether you get it to them or not, and how to get it to them is a really fucking tricky thing to answer.
That's true. I found that persistence, though, and what's the word? Consistency, I think has been the key for me in this, because, like I said, I do 2 or 3 clips out of each stream. That's 2 minutes, and they're good little videos with like backing music and usually like a sketch, so it has a little story and an ending kind of thing. So hopefully anyone can watch it and sort of get it.
Get it,
It's been a lot of
work.
Brilliant,
actually.
Those.
It's
Thanks,
been very good that you've done that. Yeah.
But I think that's been the thing that's brought people in, because I can't explain what I do to people.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't know what Twitch is. And
did you watch Twitch before you started doing it?
A little bit. So I'm a big, Limmy's a friend of mine. I'm a big fan of his, obviously.
Yeah.
I saw a bunch of his streams, quite a lot over the last year. I saw occasional stuff, and in the first in the 2 weeks I did of researching Twitch, just watched a bunch of stuff. Just tried to figure out, just like, what do I like? It's just little things you pick up on by doing research. Like, for example, I was watching some guy, and I followed him on Twitch. So you get a little alert when you get followed. And he started like doing a song for me. He was like, "Hey, Zafar Cakes," and started playing music. And I thought, that's so brilliant. That's such a great idea. And it makes you feel so special.
You got to celebrate, haven't you?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I did that. Yeah, me celebrating a goal. And I make a big deal. If someone subscribes, I usually make quite a big deal out of it as well. I try to. But just that thing, I think the best way to think of Twitch is a TV show that's talking back to you if you talk to it, which isn't that like the best thing ever?
Yeah,
that is the best thing. Got some really good questions. So Mr. Brightside has asked, to what extent do you think that making a community of sorts, Discord, Twitter stuff, bantering and memeing, has helped or hindered your overall career?
It's hugely important, but you need a way to do it. And what I found is that my comedy is quite niche. Like the stuff that I say on my stream is the way I talk when I'm being stupid generally. I've not reinvented myself.
No, you haven't.
Yeah, it's my personality. So I've been tweeting. And
you also do a Bilal Zafar look, that I call it. You've got this one eyebrow slightly up, side mouth. Yeah. A smug Bilal Zafar look.
So I didn't really know how to do it before, because I didn't have a strong enough. You need a bit of a following initially to start creating stuff, and also as your following grows, your confidence grows, doesn't it? That's what's happened with Twitch. So I didn't know how to do it, because when you do well at the Edinburgh Fringe, what do you do next? Because everyone tells you to be on TV. They tell you to tweet and stuff. A web series doesn't seem like a great idea. I mean, it didn't like 4 years ago. A lot of web series get made on YouTube, and they get like 20 views. So my aim became focused on trying to get on TV. So I guess, I don't know, I wouldn't say it hindered me not doing that. It's just your experience, isn't it? But right now it's been amazing. Discord is like if you don't know, it's a bit like a forum where everyone can talk about the stream and stuff. It's great. Twitter's been amazing. Facebook has been useless. Do you find
entirely. It's a fucking waste of time.
Weird, isn't it? Instagram's been okay.
So, I think Facebook's old people who wouldn't be on Twitch or any of that shit.
Yeah, who just want to read 5G conspiracy theories. Do you then reformat your highlight clips for Instagram as well?
What do you mean reformat? Oh, what I do is that I stick them on. How do I do it? I put them on Twitter. Then I have an app that downloads videos off Twitter, and I do that, and then I stick it on Instagram because that's the quickest way. Because you can't upload to Instagram off a desktop, can you?
You can.
I don't think so. You can.
You can now.
With, like some program.
No, it's recent, but you can. Oh, and to IGTV as well,
I'll
so you can. Yeah, you can just do that, which is.
That'll save a bit of time. Oh no, but you know what? In fact, now I don't put everything on Instagram. I was at first.
It's not that. It's not the platform for that kind of thing.
No, I agree. So I put the best clips up on Instagram.
Yeah, Instagram is more of like a kind of 1 or 2 videos a week type thing, rather than 2 or 3 a day, or you know what I mean.
I agree, man.
Are you on the dreaded TikTok?
No.
Yeah.
Have you done TikTok?
I did like just nothing. I just and now you have you can pretend it's like moral. Do you know what I mean? You can be like, no.
Yeah,
I'm not into that whole Chinese surveillance thing. I'm not.
No. Not for me. No. What were we talking about? Oh, what about Instagram Live? I hate that. You do it a lot.
I quite like it. It's just, I mean, I don't get anything from it really. I just, I've built a small following of people who watch for some inexplicable reason, but it's not the thing that you can. Now you can save videos, and maybe I could clip a bit and share it out, but I don't know if I've got the energy to do that.
I'll tell you what I mean. When I say I hate it, I mean some people do great off it. Obviously, it's just the video and audio quality is so bad. The people coming in and out. Coming in by accident and then leaving. Yeah, it's constant. Just like on Twitch, you can do like 1080p. Like,
whereas I only do one Instagram live a week, which is on Monday mornings. I like play some mad motivational aggressive music and like get everyone up. So I have like 20 people that I wake up on Monday mornings. And that's like, and they all stay for the whole hour. So I don't get any of that Instagram TV bullshit.
Why aren't you doing that on Twitch?
I suppose I could, because the only reason I started it is because like I was like, oh, Monday morning 8 a.m. most people just check their phone, and I was like, I'll be there and I'll just fucking shout at them, and then
you can do it. I think take it to Twitch.
Yeah, because I could do both simultaneously very easily.
Well, yeah, you could, but I think everyone should just move over to Twitch. Because I've had comedians be like, I've told them get on Twitch, and they're like, "Oh, I'll do a thing where I stream it on Facebook and Twitch," and I'm like, "No."
Why are you on Facebook? Yeah, it's just fucking. That's where racists live.
It's like everyone's a little bit scared to take the Twitch dive.
It's scary because you feel like you don't know what you're doing. But like you said, if you do your research, you can make it work. And people don't. They just think you've turned up with a laptop and just press play and it's done.
People think I'm like this tech genius now. I'm really not. I just worked hard on it.
Eshaan's disappeared.
Did a lot of research.
But this is and people have always said this, like someone Rob Mulholland will just be like, the number of people who ask him questions that the answer is YouTube tutorial. That's the answer to everything in life is YouTube tutorial.
I understand. If there's very specific things people want to know about, I'll help them out. But yeah, you're right. A lot of the time it's very, very basic stuff that if you actually wanted to know, you would know by now, in my opinion, you know?
Yeah, it's even even with this is a very simple stream to YouTube Live. And people are like, how do you do it, Vittorio? And I'm like, one piece of software that's free. And that's it.
Yeah.
It's just insane.
Matthew Riley's asked, does the unpredictability of what the internet likes make it hard to rely on something like Twitch in the future? It's a good question.
I don't know, because I guess in terms of that, what the internet likes is I'm never going to try and compete with the top Twitch streamer.
Yeah.
Playing Fortnite or whatever. I'm always going to do my own thing. And for me, like I don't see my stream as a what's the word? Retro football stream, even though technically that's what it is. It's a show.
Yeah.
I'm doing a comedy show.
An improvised comedy show with a character.
Yeah, I'd say the best way to describe it for people that don't know what it is, it's improvised interactive character comedy. That's all it
Which
really
is
is.
sick, because that's really hasn't existed before.
It's perfect. It's great.
It must. I'm sure people are. I mean,
Well, there's like
Lemmy does
interactive
similar
theater shows
stuff.
and all that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
but like in this more modern age with like an interesting kind of video game element to it, like I think you're probably one of the first to really crack this, and I think it's really fucking cool, and it's great that you're getting creatively satisfied by it as well, because I think some people who have done well online kind of, because they've dipped into one niche and they're just doing it because they want it to go viral and because they think it'll pick up this specific audience, and they're imitating things they've seen that have picked up specific audiences. They fucking hate their lives, whereas you seem really creatively satisfied by it, which is great.
Thanks, man. And also, I do like the acting school thing as well, which is something quite different.
Yeah,
and
because that's like
totally
two different
honest,
things, and then you like pull people in through the football, like you said, through the football one to the acting one, and it's like you're like tapping these niches that you're interested in, which is sick.
Yeah, I feel like both the characters I play are different guys, but it's the same humor.
Yeah,
same really stupid humor. I have to be honest though, like I have, in terms of trying to be popular and stuff, I have played it a bit tactically. It's not been like completely for the art. Like Richard Herring. I got Richard Herring on the acting school. Now, I do really like him, I think, and I thought he'd be great for it because he's very quick on his podcast. But when I got him on, I know that he has a huge audience.
Yeah.
Like,
of course.
He's not a random comedian I asked to do it. Like, it is, there is a bit of a plan to it because I know that he's got this huge, comedy fans that love him. And hopefully some of them will come over to me. So there's a bit of that. But, I'm not trying to go viral, though, like you said. I think that's something else.
Yeah.
I think the key thing as well is just, as has been mentioned a few times, is leaning into the things that you like because there are other people like you. And I've learnt this very recently. You know, I put my hands up that for a large part of the 5 or 6 years I've been doing comedy, I didn't really want to talk about Bollywood very much, and the fact that I used to be a choreographer and I sing and that stuff, and now I've built like a radio career off the back of it. And I've got fans who come because of it.
Yeah.
And they want to come and see my stand-up. You know, I've got a geeky side from my banking days. I ended up doing a podcast for Fiverr where I speak to like very senior people across various organizations.
I don't know.
Got a whole new set of fans who are coming from that, you know. So it's important to lean into the things that you enjoy.
Yeah, man. That's the key, isn't it? Like, like I was saying, I've done so many things I didn't want to do. And you kind of convince yourself, don't you? You're like, well, I can make that work.
Yeah, you try and
you don't feel good about it.
It's like you wedging yourself into someone else's idea of what funny or good looks like.
Oh, it's tough, man. But you know what? I'm really glad that I've not taken a lot of stuff I was offered, because now I'm in a nicer position.
Yeah.
Even though it's been tough, but there's been some really dumb stuff, like a lot of reality TV shows about being Muslim type things, which I'm never interested in.
Yeah. It's just funny. The thought of you being on a reality TV show is really funny to me because it's just funny.
I guess I'd be the awkward guy. I don't know. The whole thing, it makes me cringe, the way people see you. And it's like, Also, I've been asked to do a lot of stuff with my mum.
Yeah.
Why? What is people's obsession with fucking putting comedians with their parents and taking them to faraway places? It's fucking dumb.
They looked at. They must.
Sorry, tell us what you really think, Vittorio.
I fucking hate that shit. It's just played out. Like, do one, and then that's it. Don't do any more. Yeah. It's fucking annoying.
I think they looked at Ramesh and looked at me because I'm kind of like, I guess, a bit deadpan. They thought, well, he could do that. They don't know my mum as well. They don't know anything about my mum.
Yeah.
Also, my mum has an English accent. So that's not going to be entertaining, is it?
It's not going to be entertaining at all. But this is the thing, and it's such a good point about TV, which is that commissioners don't really know what they're... It's very rare that new stuff comes from commissioners. New stuff comes from people like you who do something and they're like, actually, that sounds quite good. Let's put that on TV. You know, there is every feasible possibility that Pez United could become a book where you chronicle the journey of over a season.
Oh, fucking
And also,
memoirs. That'd be
someone
so
might say,
funny.
actually, yeah, or very feasible. The commission will look at it and say, we could do a 6-part series on this.
You could do like a
Very
spoof
easily.
of like the Man City documentary.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
But for Pez United.
Whereas if you, as Bilal Zafar, Edinburgh-nominated comedian, had gone to a commissioner and said, look, here's what I want to do. I want to do a football show where I play Pez.
Yeah.
They'd laugh you out of the room. They're like, fuck
Also,
off,
I
that's not-
play an English football manager who's like in his 60s or something. It's not very clear. But, you know, like, no, it would never. They'd be like, well, get someone that looks like Harry Redknapp then. Why are you going to. And
Why would you do it?
Where's the Muslim angle?
Yeah, fuck.
Yeah.
Where's the. Yeah, I know that's what it'd be.
I would really love it, though, if one of your episodes, one of your players finds Islam. And then you have to be respectful of his. In the middle of the match, he wants to. In the middle of the match, he wants to come off to pray.
No. We're not going that far. We're not. We're an English club. We don't.
We don't let them in.
Yeah, there's already too many. There's already too many foreign lads. We don't.
Yeah. You are the Burnley. Pez is the Burnley of.
Yeah.
That's a good juncture to kind of end on. Bilal, I've really enjoyed talking to you, man. And you've been, as I've said to you many times, I'm genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, genuinely proud of what you've achieved with Pez United.
Thank you, man. Thanks so much for having me. I felt like when I watched an episode of these before, when I watched Arcliffe's one, I think you were all laughing more. And so I got conscious about that about 20 minutes in.
No, the thing is it depends. And
I've never laughed.
There's lots of learning. And we laugh, and we do laugh.
I've never laughed in my life.
Yeah, Vittorio doesn't laugh.
All right. Well, sorry to hear that.
His favourite food is enchiladas. Come on, that's not.
Is it?
Yeah, that was one of our clips. Adam Rowe asked me what my favourite food was. I said enchiladas, and he laughed for 4 minutes.
Oh.
That's that niche comedy.
That's very niche. To be fair.
Now, for those of you who are on YouTube, please, Victoria, I'll let you do this, but you're best.
Yeah, jump click that thumbs up button, because what fucking difference does it make to your life? Hit the subscribe button. There's loads of clips and full episodes of this podcast and other podcasts and stand-up clips and all sorts on this channel. Check me out on Instagram at Vittorio Angelone. Find Eshaan on all the relevant social medias under Michael Packentire. Which is true. Type in Michael Packentire to all of your favorite social medias and he'll be there. I'm joining Twitch tomorrow.
Yes.
I'm sure I'll do
I'm
something.
about to go buy a green screen. This wall's gonna be green, motherfuckers.
You don't need a green screen, by the way.
Yeah, true. I've got NBA Live 2003. I could do that maybe.
Yeah.
Terrible
The Last
game,
Dance.
but could do the Last Dance. That'd be fucking funny. So subscribe, drop a little comment. Thanks so much for tuning in. Subscribe if you like it in an audio version. There's a podcast version. Subscribe over there. If you're listening to the audio version, hit subscribe. Drop us a little 5-star review. Makes a massive difference getting the word out there. And yeah, thanks so much for tuning in to Doing Bits.
I told you it was good, didn't I? I told you it was good. And also, just before we go, Gaffer, look, if you need a head of data science, I'm happy to.
Data science.
Listen, Hugo Agostino just said, "Coach, hire Eshaan for the statistics." I'm just saying, I'm happy.
Why can't I be a Roy Keane type figure? You racist bastards! I can do stuff too.
For that reason, what you just did there.
Yeah, what you just did there. That was lack of discipline on this.
Yeah,
podcast.
for sure.
Right, well, guys, that's been Doing Bits Live. Thank you so much for listening. Bilal, thank you so much for joining me, man.
Thank you.
See you later, folks.
Bye.
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 Beautiful.
Bye.